Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta. Cheers.
Cheers.
You can at least open up a Coke or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No caffeine. Nothing that's going to dry me out. I am full hydration mode. That is my only goal in life right now is to hydrate.
I hear good things about vodka.
Yeah. Yes. Probably finish off a few bottles of those on the cruise. Yeah. Hydrating and smoking a pig. That's the only two things I'm focused on right now. So
Tim was on the bricks for a second there.
Literally on the brick.
Literally.
Apparently, you can't change your background if you don't give them money.
That sounds about right. Yeah. So we better make this one a short one because people don't have a lot of time to listen.
Oh, whatever.
So my apologies for us not recording this until what's today? Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday before Saturday game. I'm gonna do my best to actually get it out tonight, so everybody can get it first thing in the morning.
That's really why he wants it short tonight.
I gotta go pick up a smoker tomorrow as well. So
you got shit to do, right?
I do. So let's get into it.
Do we have to? We have to talk about what happened.
Dude, big win over Morehouse. I saw that score.
Yeah, 92 points, right?
Ooh. Yeah,
it was much tighter last year.
What's the takeaway? Was the takeaway us scoring back in the 90s or letting Morehouse score 66 on us?
Well, they scored almost as many last year against us, so that's about normal. But we can actually shoot the ball, which is crazy.
Nice.
Whole new team. Who knew?
Did you guys go or just watch it on TV?
I did not go. Listen to it on the radio, and then talk to a few people at the tip-off luncheon just about how we looked. And consensus was we can shoot. Finally,
that is
and shoot threes again. That's awesome.
That is a massive improvement. So
all right, we shot for one game. All right, like there were games last year too where
like every
now and again they just turn it on. So let's just
hold
back
in an exhibition game, no less. So
yeah,
but
it's all right. I mean, I'm glad to hear that they shot well, but let's not say they shoot well.
They shot well. Past tense. The past tense shot well.
Not yet, right? We need to see a trend. I'm glad that we're on the upward side of that. But
yeah, so I mean, a good exhibition game. We look good. Scored 92, way more than last year. I think we scored low 60s, high 50s. I can't remember exactly where we ended up. You should be blowing out Morehouse, right? I mean,
exactly. Should we call them less house after this, right?
Hey-o. Did they beat us last year? Then that's what I heard.
No, we didn't lose.
We won by like 4 or 6, something ridiculous, which shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. I as bad as last season was, I do not recall us losing to a non-division 1 school.
Right? You know who did?
The Trash Down South.
Yes, they lost to one of those.
Excellent transition there.
Don't even know who the hell they lost to, but they lost. It didn't count though.
So. At least somebody can beat him at something.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I was in Texas meeting some of Denver's siblings, and I told them that I could not ever watch a game at their home again.
Exactly.
So I feel like we lost. It's our fault. We all left the state.
Maybe.
Well, I'm going to put that one on you guys because as I said many times, the last time I was in Florida for a game at Trash Down South was the 34-7 win. So yeah, it was. We were at because that's the day that we flew down to Miami, and found a bar walking distance to the hotel that had ESPN package, and so just plopped ourselves down and started watching, and ended up making friends with some people next to me, and they're like, "Why are you watching this game still?" And I'm like,
"Because we love pain."
You never know.
No, I don't know. But it looked like we never, as much as I can remember from it, there was never really like an outside of the first quarter, an end moment in the game. TDS kind of controlled what was happening.
3 3-and-outs in a row with them scoring touchdowns or a field goal on the back end of each one.
Right.
That kind of did us in the first half. I mean, there's a glimmer of hope in the third quarter. I think we just dug ourselves. Yeah, it's 27-7.
Yeah.
So I mean, glimmer of hope there when Southern did Southern things and started screwing up, which is apparently what they do in the third quarter.
We know what it's like.
but we still couldn't take advantage. We still let them keep scoring. So
right.
When you turn the ball over, let them score pretty much almost every series. Even though you look at the team, like the overall stats, the yards are about equal. Like it's just crazy. It's just, but we did turn the ball over 3 times, I think. They turned it over 2 times, but in the third quarter after they were already up big. So I mean,
right.
hats off to them. They came ready to play.
Well, when I went when I was watching the game, and like we weren't doing so out in the first half, I was like, well, this game's over because we're not a second half team. And then we put up a couple of touchdowns. I mean, they were still scoring, but I was like, where did this come from? And then the wheels kind of fell off. But I think I'm on record as saying that this game is not the defining of the season, right?
Something like that.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
What did it mean?
Now you got to win the rest of them though for your perfect scenario to go out.
Well, yeah, it may define who is playing for the East Championship, playing for the championship for the East. But yeah, we don't control anything. We have to win out. We've got to win out, and we're going to need them to lose a couple. And they do end their season at Appy, and that's always if they need that win to actually clinch the East, then I like our chances.
Yeah, but we've been saying it all season. Appy is having a rough one themselves.
Yeah, but they'll tell you that it doesn't matter. It's a rival game. It doesn't matter who is projected to win. Like when it comes, and that Appy has their number about preventing them from clinching championships or moving on. So, but you got them, and you've got Texas State, Marshall, and ODU. So it's not
Texas State's not a cakewalk, right? I mean,
well, yeah. Well, apparently Marshall is a cakewalk.
Yeah,
maybe they'll wake up.
A 4-game skid since. Well, I guess we were the second game, right?
Yeah. Well, and ODU is like, maybe not. They're either going to show up and play a good game or they're not.
Old Dominion could pull it out. I mean, we got to play Old Dominion, right?
We still have to. We have to end the season with them. So,
yeah.
But we don't want them to get too good either. I mean, I guess they're technically 2 behind us at this point, but there's still a chance. There's a chance. Obviously, we lose this week, then those chances are pretty much.
Then just bowl game. That's it.
We need everybody to go on a Marshall style losing streak for us to do something good.
Marshall, oh man, that branding.
Would it be hilarious if Marshall wins? Would it be hilarious if Marshall wins out and everyone else loses? They're the ones that get in somehow.
Oh, if they win out, I don't know. They only have like 1 conference win or something. I don't think they actually even are in the running. Just because everybody else has to play each other in the middle of it, someone's got to win.
Yeah, they had a pretty good out of conference, and then it seems like in the conference they just fell apart.
Didn't they do that last year? Like they opened up the season like beating Notre Dame up there in South Bend, and then they just like spiraled out of control and were crap. But they back to the TDS guys, they said that this was obviously not a rivalry, and that the only reason why we were ever any good against them was because this was our team's Super Bowl and the game meant more, whatever.
I don't really know about that.
Yeah, they stormed the field against a team that's not a rival.
Yeah. That's anyone who says it's not a rivalry, I just like it almost further proves that it is a rivalry. How many times they say it's not, it's like doth protest too much or something,
You can have more than one too. I mean,
and I get it. They don't want us to be a rival because they don't like us, but that disdain is part of the rivalry.
Tim, that's what because we talked about this last week going into the game was, it's the argument that App's our rival. You'll never be what App is to us, whatever. I'm like you just said, you can have more than one rival. Ben even commented about how FSU is rivals with both Miami and Florida, plays them every single year. You're allowed to be rivals with more than one team. But I started thinking about it more. The people that are talking about this at being the rival, they're the old guard. They're the FCS fans. They're the ones that were during the championship years.
Oh yeah,
lowercase championship, by the way. And the kids that are in school now, they went to high school with everybody that is at Georgia State. So when you go down 6-3, in a in-state conference matchup, I mean, those kids all there. This was the first win they saw. This was the first win that students of TDS was the first time they saw a win against Georgia State.
Wow, that's kind of weird to think. Yeah.
I mean, but you got to think the old guard still like considers Furman a rival. So
sure.
I did not do a lot of prep work for this, but I did scan through the Panther Talk game thread, which was miserable. But there was some guy trying to explain their rivalry poorly, and he said that it was Furman and Appy State, and he goes on to say like you'll never be what Appy State is, but Furman was our number one, and then when we moved to FBS, y'all took their spot. I'm like, so
that
we took your spot as number one.
Yeah, so we're your number one rival. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
1.5? I don't know. I was gonna say they can't count past one, but apparently they can. There was two. So.
Exactly.
Hey, I mean, it's a rivalry game. Period. Like
it is, and their fan base acted like it throughout the entire game. There's this guys
was over too. Oof.
Yeah, and the social media aspect of it, the message board fodder, and everything. It was
toxic.
It's what you expect out of a bitter rivalry. So
tell us how much you don't care by posting incessantly on Twitter about that game. That's not rivalry.
And creating fake posts from Dr. Blake.
What was that?
Something like go GSU, the real Eagles, and it was like M. Brian Blank, like Instagram account or something. So obviously, I mean, I didn't do any research, but it looked like it was faked to me.
How are you gonna fake Dr. President Blake? That's not okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. As far as the game's concerned, I mean, I had a couple drinks beforehand, but
I hope so.
I don't feel like we came out with an edge. We just came out and started playing football, but not with any real passion. They came out, I mean, they were laser focused on trying to kick the shit out of us, and for the most part, they did.
And it showed. It absolutely showed. And like anytime a team puts up 44 points on you, I mean,
they cared.
They controlled the game. So I won't say hats off to them, but they wanted it more.
It was clear they wanted it more. Yep.
Yeah. So on to the next team, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're done.
What's the hashtag or whatever? What's the Sean Elliott thing now? So what now or whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not answer that. I think it's kind of confusing, but
it's hard to. It's like you. Whenever it comes up, I'm like, wait, it's so what? Coming now? What? Yeah, and they're selling shirts or they're making shirts or something.
Yeah.
So.
On to the purple people or whatever other nicknames you have for him.
Jimmy Madison.
Madison.
Yeah. Jimmy Madison. I got Jimmy. I got Jimmy the pig.
The fighting
today.
Jimmy Madisons.
And so we'll be smoking up a pig.
Woo!
The nice. Tailgate. Although not the exact tailgate experience we were planning on.
Yeah.
I had hoped that, and actually I had gotten approved by not only my wife, but also Georgia State to spend the night out there on the bricks, smoking everything up. I'll tell you what, when I got back to Georgia from Florida and the cruise and whatever, I was welcome to a type of weather that I'm like, I'm kind of glad they turned me down on this. This is kind of cold at night now.
Cold all of a sudden. It was like one day. Yeah. Just like it was like hot and then it was not.
No, that's your Georgia Falls, right? But no, so I will be smoking the pig at home and then bringing it out to the tailgate as soon as it's ready and everything. So, but yeah,
you have to take lots of pictures and show everybody.
Exactly, and that's what I'll do. I'll try to take as many pictures as I can, and since I won't be drinking, I'll probably remember to do that.
Yeah.
Timeline series posted to our Twitter account so people can follow along as the pig approaches the tailgate.
Exactly. We're do location mapping so you can see where it's going when it's on the highway.
Like the Domino's app.
Pig's at a liquor store. What the hell?
He's lying sack of shit. Said he wasn't drinking it. So, but yeah. So this game
must win.
I don't think
want the season to go well.
So
must win
we're
championship.
We achieved bowl eligibility faster than we ever have in the past. This game was always circled on the schedule, or I should say always. It kept on getting circled every week about being a more important game to the season. But at one point I was thinking that losing this game didn't matter because we would take care of business elsewhere. But now that we're down 2 losses, this game
matter.
It really matters. So what'll happen now is we will lose to JMU, and then we'll go on to beat LSU and Old Dominion.
Wow, you heard it here first.
No, we'll beat LSU. And then
what about
Old Dominion?
Them too, right?
I forgot about them. Yeah, I already considered.
You already had that down as a W.
That was put down on marker beginning of the season.
Automatic.
Yeah. And back 1 second to the Trash Down South. One thing I wanted to say is, when I saw the schedule came out and I paid attention to it, weeks before the season, I did not like the idea of playing at Lafayette and immediately on have to turn down and a Thursday travel down there. So that was my apprehension about this game, not getting it full time to repair. And they didn't get the same full time, but at least they were sleeping at home on Saturday night versus on a plane or whatever they were doing to get from Lafayette back. So, back to Jimmy Madison.
Short week. I get it. I thought about that too. I was like, damn, we just watched us beat Lafayette, and now we're turning around and playing Southern with a short turn flight home, right?
Yeah,
they came home on the Sunday. So
I remember seeing
they lost the whole day, probably.
Yeah, I saw something from Coach Elliott about how they were treating it like their normal Tuesday or whatever. I'm kind of like, really? Because your normal Tuesday has 4 more days to prepare for this, or 3 more days to prepare for it. So,
yeah, hopefully you've sped it up just a little bit.
I can't math very well, but so anyhow, Jimmy Madison. Right now, we only have they only have a 56% chance of winning according to ESPN, and it's a 5.5 point game. So which I think is
ESPN likes us for some reason.
Well, I think their numbers are doing pretty well with us on all these nighttime games we had, all these nationally televised games. They were getting some serious some viewership. So, the city of Atlanta may not watch Georgia State from inside the park, but somebody's watching on TV.
I guess if you pay attention to Jimmy Madison's last 5 games, the only game they blew out was Southern. Everything else was close. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Less than 2 touchdowns, 3 points over Old Dominion, a touchdown with Utah State. So, I kind of understand why it's, they're not favored by more, even though they're 8-0.
Right. One of the things I put down was it kind of depends on, as far as opponents go, we handled Marshall pretty easily, and they had a 20-9 win. So in that case, by a opponent, we look a lot better. That said, if you compare against Trash Down South, they beat them 41-13. So
matchups matter. I don't ever like doing the opponent comparisons, and I know it feels like it's probably the right thing to do, but different teams have different strengths and weaknesses, and other teams fit those differently, and who knows what we'll do against them versus what other opponents did.
Granger better get ready to run around that field. That's all I know.
And hold on to the ball.
Well,
and hold on to
and not throw picks.
That would also
can't have that.
Well, luckily this season, those types of mistakes seem to be more of the exception.
Right. 2 games. 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the abnormalities, which is nice. Yeah. It's not like the one good game or anything.
Right. One of the things I was saying last week about losing to TDS would be that we rebounded from losing to Troy pretty well. There's a good chance that now the Purple People Eaters are like, oh, this is going to be a shoe, and we got this one, and we're going to come out and we're going to want this one more. Possibly.
Maybe.
Possibly.
We'll see. It just depends on whether or not we can get the players up on, you kind of got to win out in conference, guys, if you want to go to this conference championship.
Right.
So
I did let 2 players in Chipotle know tonight. Last week was unacceptable. Make it up on Saturday.
Oh boy.
Here, let me buy you a burrito.
Nope. And here's a burrito.
Nope.
No, he had his name on it, so it was
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So it's good. Got it.
I was probably say nothing that burrito looked like, and that'd be inappropriate. So see, I can say inappropriate stuff when I'm sober too. So
what?
I'm just
you
an appropriate
often do still.
I'm pretty. This is the longest I think the three of us have ever been around each other where I had not had a drink, though. Even like tailgates, get there.
That might be true.
7 or 8. Yeah, that beer's open immediately. So,
speaking of which, what time are we gonna get there? What time are you getting there with the pig?
That's all gonna. I'll have a good idea come Friday night when I see how we're going on temp wise and everything. Because I'm working.
How long is that cook?
Got thaw first, right? It's pretty frozen right now.
It's still a little frozen right now, so it's
not helping, is it?
I know it's on my back porch. I'm like, I may need to pull it in before going to bed because it's getting to 33 degrees or something.
Yeah, it'll refreeze.
Yeah, depending on the size of a hog, you're looking like a 24-hour cook, but this was not a big one. I think it was 100 pounds before gutted, not 100 pounds after gutted, so it lost a lot of its weight. So I think we can do it pretty quickly, but like I said, I'll have a good idea once we start going into the evening about how fast it's going to finish up. But they just pull the finished product I'll bring to the game, but I doubt I'll be there before you guys.
11:30, 12:30.
Yeah, game's at 3:30. I'd hate to be there any later than 12:30.
Okay, that's good.
And Tim, we're talking like 9, right?
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I'll have early morning snacks for the people that get there early.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Can't wait. It's been too long.
I know.
Yeah, and first day game, we're not going to do with ourselves. Like, we
got to cut shop early.
Well, I've been liking these night games because I get to sleep in a little bit, and it's not like a big rush in the morning. It's not a big deal, And then now I'm like, oh god, I gotta wake up.
And the following week's going to be a 2:00 game.
Oh boy.
You got to condense like 12 hours of drinking into 6.
And that's the chili cook-off. So
yeah,
we petition to move that back to 3:30. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we had won last week, I don't know, or Thursday, whatever. Who knows?
You would have been on TV again, right?
Is this? It's not even on TV. I didn't even notice that.
I think it's.
Oh man. Whatever.
This one's ESPN too, though, right? So that's not too shabby.
You know what? Appy State is plus. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
The Deuce.
Okay, yes, that's what I thought. I thought this was on one of the ESPN channels. So, oh well.
We've really enjoyed getting on ESPN, national ESPN.
Was it like 6 games in a row or something?
Yeah,
there was a lot. Yeah.
And all night, the night games, that is what blew me away. It's like we talked about game times for so long. We had the noon games, we had the Friday afternoon game, and we would always want let's get a night game in the summer or the early fall, and then start pushing it closer as we get into the colder months. And it's like they listen to us or something.
Nah, the scheduling has nothing to do with us.
I disagree.
We can say it does.
It doesn't have anything to do with them either, especially if you're on national TV. Whatever ESPN says, we're doing it.
The whole pop culture trend is manifestation. We manifest it. We put it out into the universe, and we made it happen.
That's not a trend, and that's terrible. Don't ever bring that back to this podcast.
Oh, man. You tell me what to do?
Sorry. I went. So my very first cruise was with people that believe that kind of stuff, and man, it was weird. But I took that free cruise.
I would take a free cruise. I don't know, man. Right now, I don't want to take a free cruise.
Yeah, right now you're like, thank you.
Really want to be rocking around that ocean? I don't know.
Mercy.
That was the thing. Is I messaged my buddy who I went with, and I'm like, "Did you get sick as well?" And he's like, "No," but he could still laying in bed. He could still feel the rocking. I didn't notice it when I was on the ship, probably because I was drunk. But I definitely noticed the same thing. That was part of my problem. And I don't know if this is a real thing or not. But whenever I close my eyes to try to go to sleep, I would just see hundreds of faces, faces everywhere. And I think it's because my only rationalization when I was sick and trying to wonder why I was doing this was I spent 5 days with there just being faces of new people everywhere. And it's my brain, catching up to what my body had seen. Exactly.
I don't know. That's weird.
I did have that
freak me out.
Going on cruises. When you get back, you still feel the rocking for a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when does this shit go away? I don't want to deal with it anymore.
I haven't noticed it.
No.
I mean, other than I guess past couple. I haven't noticed it today, but maybe when I go to bed, then I'll see what it is. But so we're still going bowling no matter what.
We are going bowling.
Yep.
Any number of bowls because it keeps changing every week.
Yeah,
it will too.
Yeah.
I would actually, I'd love to keep track of this one season and see like if at any point anyone got it right, because it's like you're really just throwing darts at a board
pretty much
when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Well, they know what the matchups look like what the contracts are for the each bowl game, and so like they try to make it fit in there. But then obviously things slide around and people make exceptions. And
but the contract days of old, back when there was only like 30 bowls or something, were pretty easy because it was like, first place of this conference versus second place of this conference type stuff. But now, like, the very first pick ESPN gets, and then the second pick is it's like the New Orleans Bowl for the champion if ESPN does not pick them, because it could be the New Year's Six Bowl. And then it goes to like 3 bowls that are just ESPN gets to pick whatever they want, and then there are like 2 more bowls where it's just whatever's left. So when they try to start picking these things out, I'm like, it could be anybody, which is what we've seen. We've seen South Carolina, we've seen Tulsa, we've seen weird teams.
Well, they're all still like number 3 Sun Belt versus like number 6 MAC or something like that. But very often, like, they can't fill those, or people can't fill those, and so that's when it's like throw darts. Just pick whatever matchup you think you want.
I still love all the sexy SEC matchups. I'll take them all.
Yeah,
throw us in there.
None right now.
I only saw the one.
There's the one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He said all of them. I was like,
oh, I mean, they've changed it week to week. 1 week it was Mississippi State.
That's the one I remember.
There's someone else.
South Carolina. We talked
South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
South Carolina.
I would love that.
I think in Tampa, that'd be Coach Elliott's dream, would be to get another chance at USC and show him his skills.
Who knows? Who knows what to do on that field?
Coaching in the hometown,
He'd start headbutting their players. I'm so excited,
Well, maybe that would be good. Who knows?
Give them some big concussions before they get out in the field.
I say one other thing about the Jimmy Madison game, though. They announced black uniforms, all blacks again.
Ooh, purple, gold, and
Jimmy
black.
Madison.
Great.
Yeah. Didn't I say that?
Jimmy Madison's wearing black.
No, we are.
We are.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
A whole lot more sense.
If they are,
so isn't it the third blackout game or whatever for us?
Probably.
To be fair, I don't think outside of the first one was it actually called a blackout.
No. Only one of them was called a black. Well, it was confusing the second one. Lots of fans came to that tailgate saying it was a blackout and wondering why I wasn't in black. I'm like, nobody ever said it was a blackout.
Well, like I told you, at one of the away games, I decided that I was going to match my clothes to them. And then like, what happens if they wear white pants? I'm like, I don't got white pants. So toss that one out. I can't do that one.
But I mean, it is like, I don't know. I'm just like, is that, it feels like you should just have one game a season where you wear like an alternate color.
That's why it's called the alternate color.
That's what, at this point, is it an alternate color, or is blue our alternate color?
Yeah.
Might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
What if the players vote on it? I remember, was it Trent Miles said they voted on it? I think maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Maybe that's what's going on.
It could be.
I don't know. Do you think Coach Elliott gives them like that much leeway or something like that?
Maybe
we don't need it anymore.
Maybe like a standout player or something. Who knows? That sounds more like Coach Elliott.
That does sound more like Coach Elliott.
But
somebody who's right, so it's like some lineman who's like, the black is slimming on me. I want to look good on the camera,
They're great looking uniforms. I won't take that away. I love those uniforms, but I just am like, guys, we should wear blue at home.
You could get a jersey this weekend.
Sure, get a jersey. But like, so, if you knew there was one blackout game a season, and I don't know if it's the same opponent or the same weekend or whatever it is, you knew that, you would look forward to it, and you'd get more people showing up in all black. It would be like that thing you get ready for. But now, like you said, it's becoming, and the all black is like becoming like the standard uniform.
It's our home uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're black. I guess one other thing, going back to the trash down south, I mean, Marcus Carroll had a phenomenal game, but at 200 something yards, 210, 215, some crazy number.
You can't put the whole team on his back, though, right?
Can't do it.
Well, no. I mean, if those 213 yards had 4 touchdowns in them, then maybe.
We need a few more for sure.
He's still number 2 in the nation. That's impressive, right? I mean,
In like number of rushing yards?
Mm-hmm. Number of rushing yards, number 2 in the nation.
Nice.
There's only one person slightly ahead of him, I believe. I don't know who it is. I can't remember, but they
Yeah,
had like 4 more yards than he did.
those are those stats though, where I'm like, you talk about the disparity. The disparity between like the top of the league and then when you get to your G5 and your smaller G5 programs, when you're facing Sunbelt opponents every season, if you're the best running back in that particular conference, you're going to put up an absurd number of yards. So if you take him out of that system and put him in somewhere else, and I mean no disrespect to Marcus Carroll, I'm just talking about kind of comparing those kind of stats. It's kind of hard to say like, well, how would that translate in the SEC or the Big Ten or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, and I want to give credit. Our offensive line seems like they've been doing a really good job keeping pressure off of quarterback. And I know Granger he's pretty light on his feet anyway, so pressure is whatever. Yeah. But Carroll often has a nice gap to run through.
He does.
And to your point, Tim, I will say though, it doesn't matter how reasonable they are. I always love seeing Georgia State being the top in the nation for anything positive. So
it's great to see it. I mean, number 2 in the nation.
Maybe that's maybe why it was one of the reasons why the numbers are so good. We're like, I like a good rushing team, and these guys have this good. I'll watch them. They're on national TV every single week. I should be watching them, tuning in. So
and use it to recruit another running back, and say like, look, you can put up these numbers here, and you'll get seen. Because I guarantee people are looking at those stats and being like, "Oh, who's this Carroll guy?"
Yeah, he'll get a pro day.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
We already talked about basketball
a little bit. We did talk a little bit more about the tip-off event.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to be there, but I was dying.
So. I saw your name tag. Yeah,
I had jury duty.
I guess it's
civic duties for Ryan.
We did two like full days of jury selection before they were like, "Oh, you can go home now."
So you didn't. So you're not on the jury.
I am not. That happened today, which is
when I was younger. I
wanted to figure out you're libertarian. They're like,
I did talk about it a little bit. So
like, out. Like we have no idea which way he's going to go on this one. So both.
Yeah, it was like a business dispute though. So whatever.
So side of business,
huh?
Yeah. So no, Tim. So tell us how the tip-off luncheon was. How did it go?
It was good. I mean, the first bit of it was a team practice, and I can tell you, Jonas Hayes does not hold back at all, even with a high school team watching, especially in the words department. The number of curse words coming out of his mouth to his players was well above 10. How about that? In the short 30 minutes, suicide sprints, like all that happened.
So it was a practice as well as like the luncheon?
Yes. So the first part was a practice. We got to watch them play against each other and, trying to run specific kind of plays or telling them, pass it around. Someone's going to shoot a 3, a lot of times you're trying to get the defense to kind of make deflections, and that would kind of reset a clock. If they did really bad, he would make them run, do a suicide sprint. And
he wanted everybody there to see that this is not going to be a repeat of last season.
Yes, multiple curse words. I'll say some of them on the next one. And then on one of them, they didn't make it back on the run, and he made him do it again.
Nice.
So I think one of the players vomited. Like it was an intense practice.
Do you think Iron Mike has been helping out Coach Hayes with the guys?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know, but they look pretty good. Made a lot of threes. Defense looked pretty good when they were trying to stop whatever play they were trying to run. Like I think part of it was like try to find a lane and drive and then make a layup. We did pretty well. So that was a fun thing. I didn't know that was part of it until I walked in, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Lunch was good. We ate it up by the window. Duh. Of course, where else would you have the event? One of the most interesting things that Hayes said is that we're going to pull Belmont's face off.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all right.
I like it. I like it.
So that's pretty strong.
Just yank it. Just yank it off.
Pull that face off. I want to say
Okay.
rip your face off because that sounds more intense. I think that's what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
He kind of went 50-50.
No, he heard Coach Elliott's "So what now what," and he's like, "No, I want to have something more intense. Rip your face off.
Pull.
So we're gonna
pull your face off.
Pull your face off. We're gonna have pull your face off shirts.
The Bruins better watch out. We'll see. We play them on Monday, so I guess we won't obviously record.
Right.
I think we're favored. I don't know. I can't remember.
No.
They're favored.
Yeah, they have like a 59.9% chance to win. But the first real game of a basketball season, especially in college, at our type of level, whatever, I think they're basing everything off of what happened last season. And obviously, we're not expecting to see a repeat of that.
Which is good. We'll just sneak up on everyone and beat them. Brian, your favorite coach, was also there. Talked a little bit about the women's team. He didn't offer any free beer, so not as exciting.
Yeah, those luncheons never have the booze. I mean, like, they never heard of a business luncheon,
Yeah, and they had sweet tea. I know it's the South, but still. You think it's unsweet and you start drinking, you're like, woo.
Well, no, that was for the kickoff luncheon. It was like I like tried it thinking it was gonna be, and then it was like really not that sweet. And I was like, well, if you're gonna do it, y'all. Like,
it was sweet tea.
I'm not gonna drink it either way, but you got to have some sweet tea here.
Yeah, I grew up, in Memphis with my grandmother who made comments about her teeth. Her sweet tea was so sweet it would make your teeth curl. So that's what I grew up with. That basically sugar water.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I
can't do it.
I can go either way on the whole thing. But if you're going to give me my option, I'm probably going to go unsweetened tea.
I love unsweet tea.
But the worst thing is, it's gotta be those extremes. If you give me like half sweetened tea, like, no, that's gonna be garbage. I can't drink that.
Just watered down sweet tea.
Exactly. Which is what they had at the football luncheon, because they filled all of our glasses with tea.
That's what I said.
Like, you said that? I wasn't paying attention to you.
You're sick. I forgive you.
So the basketball facility for catering is better than the football facility for catering.
It's the same people. What was the what was the food like? What did they do? Did they do Asian styled brisket?
No.
That's what they did at the kickoff luncheon.
No, it was like Bohemian style brisket or something. I forget what it was.
No, it was brisket, but it had like a sweet and sour sauce on it, or something,
exactly.
like soy sauce or something.
It was. It said butter chicken, but I was thinking Indian. But then I saw it, I was like, no, this isn't butter chicken. This is just some kind of chicken with butter on it. But it was fine. I mean, they had some veggies, some pasta veggies, some.
But was it sit down? It was a sit down thing.
Well, sit down and then buffet over on the side.
Okay, yeah, because I want to say last year, I guess the difference being it was showing off the convocation center. No, there was like standing room only, or I guess high top tables.
Yeah, that's right.
No official seating.
Yeah.
It
was kind of nice. Gene Hill had a good story about Jonas. He wanted to get a ride with him to the airport, and I guess Jonas was just pushing him to hurry up, let's go. We gotta leave. We gotta get to the airport. And then they got there, and apparently he just wanted to, because they're going to the media days. He just wanted to make sure he beat the Southern coach to the airport.
All right.
He doesn't want to lose to them in anything, is what he said.
I love that. Maybe he can give Coach Elliott a ride to their media day.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
So it sounds like it was a good event. I hate that I missed, but I would have dragged I probably wouldn't have been let in. They've been like, this looks like death warm over right now. Like,
there are a lot of elderly people in here. You need to stay outside, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, like somebody was like, do you think you have COVID? And I'm like, never crossed my mind. And then I'm sitting there. I don't know. Maybe I can go look at that. Last time I had it, it was nothing like this at all. So let's see if those mutations have gotten me. No, it wasn't COVID.
Let's see. Anything new in the arena? Not really, outside of
hanging scoreboard.
There's a big hanging scoreboard.
No, was there a big hanging scoreboard?
No.
Oh,
I wish.
Did you think there was going to be a
the
big
only thing that's different from what I can see is they got rid of the Costco American flag and got a real American flag.
Oh, nice.
I think you remember it was like 1/8 of the size of the flag should be, most likely. So they actually got a real one.
Do they still have Trash Down South's flag ahead of ours, or do they switch back? No, I looked at that. Damn. I was so proud of that.
So because they just didn't know alphabetical order. But anyway,
we talked to them about that though, and they were like, "Yeah, we." I remember. I think they denied any knowledge of moving it or something. Whoever we were talking to.
Like, no idea
I don't know
what
what you're talking about.
That's
No,
the right order.
we know it moved.
That's the right order as we know the alphabet. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's what Trash is going to say. They don't even know their alphabet. Yeah, we can count to more letters than 2. So
I don't care about the alphabet. We're ahead of you.
Exactly, and the numbers matter. So.
Yeah, the deck's coming along. I wish it would be ready for basketball season.
Oh, parking deck. I just got bug guys there, but yeah, the parking deck.
The deck's coming along.
It's a great big deck.
There's a new concession stand.
Did they mark off spots for tailgating on the new big ass deck?
Not yet, but it looks like we'll have a good spot at the very top. Like
nice.
It looks like there's an area towards the end where it's just probably turnaround, so then everyone can just congregate there, and cars
nobody can turn around.
Hopefully, not figure out to come that.
Will it be tall enough that actually a truck can get in with a porta potty and plant it up there and then service it every week for us? Or are we just gonna hang our big ass decks over the side and
the deck?
Most assuredly not that.
At least this time you won't be peeing on people living below the deck.
Oh yeah. That was rough. I mean, I didn't actually pee on them. No. Just for the record,
but you could have if you accidentally didn't know.
For the record, I have been peed upon, but I have never peed upon anyone, and I don't like being on that side of it.
Wow, the more you know.
All I can say is never go to New Orleans. So,
well, there's your first problem.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it though. Basketball season, like I'm pumped up about it.
It's funny, we were talking about before that we kind of like it snuck up on us and we didn't even realize it was approaching. Man, you lose one football game and it's kind of like, man, basketball cannot get here soon enough. Let's go.
New shiny object
up on me. Like the fact that there was an exhibition, even I was just sort of like, what?
Yeah, I think I knew about it going into last week. Didn't bring it up or whatever, and then like just tonight when I was getting ready, I'm like, basketball already happened, right? Like I need to go make sure that we actually we played a game and didn't look embarrassing against non-D1 opponent, which looks like
I wonder what that says about our marketing. That the diehards are even sort of like, oh, basketball happened.
When we talked about it at the tailgates, I think everyone has just been so pumped up about football that even with schedules and things coming out or whatever, it's like I'll get to basketball, right? But right now I got to focus on the other games.
Once we hit November, I start thinking about basketball. October, not really. Just don't.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
All right. Well, you guys want to go call it quits and head over to last call?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Of course, it was not 43 minutes, because we never do anything. Sure. Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We're gonna go hear exactly which kind of expletives Coach Hayes said during the tip-off luncheon, and talk a little more candidly about everything. Have a few more drinks of something. You can find it on our Patreon page, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It is free of charge, but it comes out delayed, although it won't this week because I delayed everything else. But you also get access to our private group chat and discounts on merchandise, all that kind of fun stuff. Check it out, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.